Hello and welcome to the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce Cable Show. I am your host, Joe Ficaro. I'm a past president of the Chamber, current board member, and happily the host of the show. As you know, our show views on your community channel on AT&T and Comcast every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. And you should know that because you're watching it. We have as our first guest none other than Laura Brown. Laura Brown is a new member of the Chamber of Commerce. She is the Government Relations Specialist with Fanny Communications. Laura, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
And this ought to be some really new information for a lot of people, except those who already have had contact with Fanny Communications. But Laura, to not waste any time, why don't we get right into it?
Okay, sounds good.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you as an individual to go into this field.
Okay. Well, I will begin that in college I studied journalism, radio, television, and I did that for quite a few years. And then broadly changing into zoology and getting that degree. For about a decade I was a zookeeper, and I worked in education and things of that matter too.
Okay, let me write that down. Zookeeper.
Yes, I was
we may
a
get into
zookeeper.
that later.
Oh yeah, it's very interesting stuff. And then it's kind of found me again, this whole career. I've met John Fanning, the owner of the company, and he discussed with me getting more involved in government contracting. And that's something I knew a little bit about, put it together, and PR work as well, and I have a background in it. So it kind of fell into place. And so here I am today.
All right. Well, now that leads us into talking about Fanny Communications itself.
Right.
And having been able to be in a meeting with you and John not too long ago, there are many facets to that organization. So let's cover as many as you want. As many as you want to, and detail on a few of them. But tell us about the organization.
Well, Fanny Communications, it began its start about 2000. Mostly it was a group of writers. They were going to be producing magazines. And they started with one magazine. And then the clients started saying, hey, can you design our ad? We love what you do with the writing. Can you do this? Okay. Hey, can you do our business card? And then, of course, with the advent of websites, can you do our website? Can you do our media plan? Can you do our strategy? So it all kind of grew to where we are today. We're doing things, obviously social media, which is huge right now for any company. To not take advantage of that is just downright, a sin. You have to use it. The marketing world has changed just vastly in the last decade. And that's what we're on top of. We like to call ourselves marketing futurists because that's what we do. We like to ask the question that needs to be asked for your clients. Not, we can come in with a million ideas and tell you this is what we think you need to do. But that's not what your market might want. We want to find out what your market wants. So we come in, we're data people. We like to get the information, get the research, and use that information to build a successful marketing plan or strategy. Not just to say, oh, well, we think you should do this. That doesn't work. We want success for you. That's what we do. So in our graphic design, we do a lot of different things. We have photography, we have videographers, we have a plethora of talent.
A plethora?
A plethora.
Yes,
many designers.
Yeah.
Just really, really talented artistic people to accentuate everything we do. I think you see a lot of our stuff can be very cutting edge at times because of that. And that's what's great about a company like us. We are small, but we're mighty. And we're the go-to people. I mean, we get it done. A good example is recently Battle in the Burbs happened. I'm not sure if the viewers know what that was, but we had 3 weeks to get this together at Crestwood Stadium, which is, I think, Standard Bank Stadium.
Yes.
And we had to put together a bunch of mayors to play against a bunch of fire chiefs and police chiefs. And trust me, it was not easy to get these guys together. But
I can imagine.
Yes, but we did it. We had, I think, 22 mayors, I believe it was.
Wow.
And yes, from all the south suburbs, and over, I think, 27 chiefs. So, and what we started, which is what the whole intention was, that we raised money for Special Olympics, which was what we wanted to do. But now we have all these mayors talking. And that was the idea, getting them all together in one place for a few hours, realizing, hey, let's become more of a Not just our town, your village, the community. So,
and talking under circumstances other than, politics or the Southland issues or
Right,
what have you,
right.
although they probably combined that. They were having fun.
oh, they had a great time.
Dare I ask,
I know you're going to ask.
who won?
The Chiefs won.
The Chiefs won?
The Chiefs
Well, they
won.
outnumbered them, so let's
They
give them
did.
that. Okay.
Oh, but I got to tell you, those mayors, they all amazed me. Some of them I didn't even think would get out there, and they were wonderful. It was a great game to watch.
Okay, so we're giving the Chiefs a little exposure here. They won. All right, so, well, there's a lot more that you can tell us, but how long has Fanny Communications been at your present location?
We've been there about the same time we started. We started in 2000, so it's over 10 years.
All right, 2000. Okay. Are there key aspects of the organization that you would like to emphasize, though?
Well, yes, I mean, we would. Our marketing strategy, I think, is really important. Like I said, we would like to do the data, the research. If a company comes to us saying, hey, I need a marketing plan, I need a strategy, we're not going to just tell them, okay, this is what you have to do.
Okay. Yeah,
I
was impressed that you asked the questions that you need to ask in order to find out the needs,
Right.
and wants,
Exactly.
but the needs, because they don't always match, right?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah. All right, so you've been there since 2000. How many employees does Fanny Communications have?
We have currently 8 employees.
8 employees.
Small but mighty.
You did say that, small but mighty. And who would you say, no, it's a cross-section. It's got to be, not only is it a plethora of skills and what have you, but probably a plethora of the types of customers that you can work with.
We do, yes.
But who would you say are your ideal customers?
An ideal customer would be the person that, a client that would come in and understand that it isn't just, coming up. I mean, they're going to have ideas too. Well, my barber says, we need to do this. We need a better website. My mechanic or whatever. They're going to say that, and they do. An ideal client is someone that understands, okay, I'm calling you guys because you guys are foreseeing what I need to do. You're going to look into that. You're not going to just sell me down the river, which we're not going to do. We're going to do the research to find out what their clients want, what their customers, their market base wants, the people they want to reach out to. Or, everybody has a million ideas.
I know, I do.
Oh, I bet you do.
Yeah. We have a little more than a minute left in this segment, so I want to make sure that we find out if you have any upcoming promotions or plans or goals that you would like to reveal at this time. And then at some point, when we're closer to a minute, we have a minute left, give our viewers a concluding or an inviting message.
Okay. Currently, I would say promotional-wise, we are more than happy to look at anyone's social media platform. Everybody needs a strong one at this point. So we would love to do that for folks. So if someone wants to give us a call, we can take a look at it for them. As for upcoming events, being that I'm the government contract relations person, we are certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business in Illinois, federally, and hopefully soon with Cook County.
And we have 30 seconds.
Okay,
Right.
And we're hoping to do more of that. In closing, I think, again, I just want to really emphasize that, we're the people, we're the go-to people, and we get the job done. And we'd like clients to come to us and show that we're going to ask the right question to make things happen, to produce the measurable results they want.
Thank you, Laura. Well, we're excited to have as our next guest something very new, I should say, to Tinley Park and the area. We have with us David Douglas, who is the founder and CEO of Yolobe. And you are going to find out more about it shortly. We also have our president-elect for the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce, Theresa Nolan, who is also the principal of Tinley Park High School. I shouldn't say also, she's also going to be the president, but she is the principal. Theresa, we've had you on our show in the past.
I've been here before, yes.
Thank you. And David, this is your
first time.
Your first time. And I'm not going to take up a lot of time because Yolobe is so new, we want to give you more time to talk about it.
Sure.
So if you would, maybe briefly tell us, what led you into this.
Sure.
And then let's talk about Yolobe.
Sure. Yolobe, it's an interesting name. It actually is a concatenation of the phrase "your life, only better." And it is it's in response, it's not something that I came up with overnight. It wasn't some sort of a eureka moment. It's geared specifically towards teenagers, and its mission is pretty simple, and I think quite awesome, frankly. It's to make their lives better in ways that are around achieving. So I actually have 3 daughters. And I was struck initially by how social media tends to have relatively negative. There's been a lot of negative. It's very easy for kids to get involved in negative social circles and things of that nature. I said, why is it that we don't have something more positive? And so I sort of ruminated about this idea. How do we create something that's positive and that's popular with kids, and how does that work? And so it dawned on me that we need to structure something around achieving good deeds, good passions, interests, and things of the like. And so Yolobe was initially born around that. And it's posited on the idea that we can work with kids and that we can solicit from them their passions, their interests, and we can work with them in an online format. And that it's also further posited by the fact that we can extend that into the local community, because we believe that local community, not sort of Facebook type I like community, but real local business, local professionals, local people who know the kids, that if given the appropriate access, they will drive resources to help teenagers. And so that's really what Yolobe is about. It's about who are you as a teenager? What are you interested in? Where are your passions? Where are your goals? How can we help you? And then let's bring resources to bear, real resources that actually help you make that happen.
That's exciting.
I think it's really exciting.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. And I can see this being accepted, already accepted. But so you're a startup.
We are.
You are a startup.
We are.
And tell us how it is you chose Tinley Park High School as your starting point. And then we'll go from there.
So I met Theresa, and I had an opportunity to talk to her about this, and she is certainly a kindred spirit with us, and she really opened the doors and gave us access to the school, to the community. I'm here because of her, because of the wonderful people here at Tinley Park. I think this is the quintessential, it's just a great area, Tinley Park. I think it represents, and my team thinks it represents greater America. And our goal is really, if we can be successful, because we're only targeting Tinley Park, we're trying to figure out how this works, this in the schools, with the kids, with the community, with the businesses. How do you drive a community that really cares about its young people and help their young people? And if we can make it work here at Tinley Park, we think that it is applicable to the United States. We think we can positively impact millions of kids, if done correctly.
Without a doubt. And the Midwest does tend to be kind of average, I believe.
Yeah.
Not that everybody is average, but in trends and what have you. There are the extremes, the coasts and what have you, but I can see that, boy, this is a great incubation, so to speak, and
Right.
We'll have to figure out how long, what do they call that when chicks are, incubating.
Incubating.
But it's the incubating
Stage.
right.
Correct.
Well, now you've mentioned, and I've read as well, that you're working directly with students.
Right.
On doing this, because it's aimed for their age group.
Right.
Can you elaborate on how that's going and what you, as the founder and CEO, in collaboration with the students, what you've learned?
Well, a lot, actually, working with students.
Do we have time for all of that?
I don't know. A lot. All I can tell you right now is if I had walked into $1.5 million to develop something 9-10 months ago, I would have created the absolute wrong thing. That's the extent of the learnings that we have. So we're following a way of building the company called Lean Startup. It's relatively popular now. It's big on the West Coast, but what it really says is a number of things. I won't go into all the details, but it says, hey, listen, if you're going to build a company, you probably should go out and get out of the building you're in and go work with your user base. Go work with them, interact with them, find out, test things with them, learn about it. And so that's what we did. And that's how I started interacting with Theresa here. And she's like, come in and talk to the kids. And she just showed them a short video of what we did. We had like 50 of them thought this is great. Some of them because it's a startup. Some of them because they like the idea of where it's going. Some of them because they want to be part of something potentially that has a lot. But we've learned a lot. I mean, I don't interact with them with email because they don't really respond as much to email. No.
Wow.
Actually, there's a lot of interaction we have on text. So text is a huge, that's a lot of them use. Most kids, by the way, I shouldn't say kids because I tell my team to stop me from doing that. I consider them my team members. Mm-hmm. But most of them have cell phones. So most of them are using those to interact with each other. We've learned that they're very visually focused in general. I wouldn't expect them to write a lot. So if the idea of creating, the heart of Yolobe is a vision board. I don't know if some people know about it. I'm actually surprised. A lot of students I've talked to, there's probably about 20% sort of know what a vision board is, but it's a pictorial view of all the things that represent what's good. And so Yolobe, in a sense, is almost like an interactive online social vision board. So we create this, the idea is to create this sort of experience. And we need to make it super, super easy for them to interact with something like that. They will be turned off very quickly if they don't get it intuitively. Mm-hmm. And we've experimented with off-the-shelf type software and things of that nature. So we've learned a lot about that. There's a million things.
Now, David, I should say we only have a little less than 2 minutes. So we want to make sure that if there's things that you want to say, we get that in. We have maybe a minute and a half left in this segment.
Okay. Then I think, so we are here. I would say that this is a journey. It's an adventure. We do not come in thinking we know all the answers. In fact, part of what we have realized is that most of what we're doing is we're guesses, and we're trying to validate whether our guesses are actually true. Working with the students is great. We think for this to be truly successful, we need to understand how do you build community. One of the reasons why we chose students, not only because it's great, is because they have a built-in network of support already, which you don't really have when you become an adult. People do care about students. And I think what we're getting away from in the United States is people don't feel as connected to the teenagers in their area. You hear stories about them flocking away from Facebook and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. I think there's an opportunity for us to create real community where kids find interactive that actually helps them and that brings community together. So I'm looking forward to working with Tinley Park, the businesses, the community, the professionals, to try to find out how does that work. We're not going to get it right. We're looking to test things out, get feedback. We expect people to say, hey, this doesn't really work. And that's great.
And then make changes as needed.
And then make changes.
We have about 30 seconds left. So if there's a parting message, now's the time.
What do you want to say, Theresa? I'm just ecstatic about this. We are only working with Tinley Park. If anyone is interested in getting in touch with us or wants to hear more or how they could help with us, we would love to do that. Get in touch with the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce, and then they can reach out to us directly.
Very good. Well, thank you for being guests on the show. We look forward to seeing Yolobe expand.
Thank you very much. All right. I appreciate it.
Well, our chamber has been growing in leaps and bounds, and I'm glad to say we have another new member as a guest. But before I introduce Keith, let me say that you can reach Keith, Laura Brown from Fanny Communications, David Douglas from Yolobe, or any of our other guests or chamber members through the Chamber of Commerce office at 708-532-5700, or by going to our website, tinleychamber.org, to access our directory. Now, we're glad to have Keith Ballantyne, who is the owner and massage therapist for Allison's Wellness and Mobile Massage Center. Keith, we've met a number of times. We're glad to have you here, and I think some people will enjoy hearing some of the information that you've got to tell them and maybe take advantage of some of that therapy.
Great.
So without further ado, why don't you tell us, what inspired you What was your initial motivation to go into this type of therapy?
Well, I'm a cancer survivor. I had leukemia when I was 10 at Children's Memorial Hospital, and the treatment I got there was fantastic, and it inspired me to do something to give back. Initially, I looked into nursing. I was a nurse's aide for a while, and they introduce you a little bit to massage to comfort the patient. And at the time, I was going into nursing school, but turned out that wasn't for me, and a student had mentioned a massage class, so I looked into that, and it just clicked, and I found that as my way of giving back. So from there on, that was for me.
Very good, and I'm sure you're bringing some comfort to
Yes.
many people. So now you've told us a little bit about your motivation. Now let's talk about Allison Wellness
Yes.
and mobile massage therapy, or
Yes.
center. There's different aspects of it, so tell us about that.
Well, as it says, mobile. Holidays are coming up, so holiday parties, we come set up the chair. Great chair massage. Secretary's Day, different events like that. We can come into the office. I've set up different places like Joliet Senior Center, set up chair massage there. Work downtown doing chair massage at Alston Trading. Different places like that. I mean, you can go anywhere. I could give you a chair massage right now if you like.
I'm sure you could, and you have
Yes.
at business expos. But for those of you who maybe have not been in a business setting or a business expo, a chair massage is not a massage of the chair. It's the individual sitting in a chair, a special
Yes.
chair designed to receive that massage.
Yes.
And I don't think we could describe it any better than that. But you use a variety of massage techniques,
Yes.
possibly, and maybe there's some other types of therapy that goes in with that. Could you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, most people are familiar with Swedish massage, which is mostly done on a table, and that's more of a lighter stroking massage. You're just gentle. You're not as. And then the other opposite would be deep tissue massage, where you're using your elbows, really digging into people.
In more muscle?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so it's more intense than just a regular Swedish massage. And there's others like an acupressure massage, or they call it shiatsu, and the foot massage, which they refer to for reflexology, because a foot massage is good for your soul, as they say.
Wait, you do that as well?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You
that's
can even
interesting.
do that right at a convention, too, but
Okay.
you bring the table, take off your feet, put a little
Well,
lotion
actually
on,
take off their
your
shoes, right.
shoes.
Well,
Not
if we could get people to take off
you
their
feel
feet,
like you're off
they
your
could like
feet.
maybe send them to you, and
Well, you feel like you're off your feet for sure.
yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Oh God, that's for people who are on their feet a lot or do a lot
Yes.
of walking in their work. That's got to be very comforting. Now, how long have you been at your present location? And I understand your home office is where again?
It's in Mokina.
Okay.
I've been there a year now. I've been doing massage therapy for 15 years now. Unless you count girlfriends, and that'd be about 25
Well, we
years.
don't want to. We can count. We'll talk
But
about them later.
professionally,
Right, okay.
yes. It's 15 years I've been
Okay.
a massage therapist.
Well, there you go. This is an experienced massage therapist, and having received a little bit of the therapy myself, I can vouch for its effectiveness. And so you're so to speak, a one-man show.
Yes.
So I'm not going to ask you how many employees you have, but who would you say are? I asked everybody this. Who's your ideal customer?
It ranges. I work on children, adults, seniors. The ideal customer is one that'll show up on time, basically. But I work on everybody. So
Okay.
I don't have a specific, how would you say, person. I'm just there. I want to give them relief. That's my goal.
So it's just overall age groups. I would say maybe not infants, but
You can do infant massage, the reflexology on the little tiny feet.
no.
It
Is
helps
that
with.
is that an area that you actually
I've
have
taken courses in it. I
Okay.
mean, I don't see too many infants. I do more prenatal massage for the expecting mothers. But you can do like the little tiny feet. It helps with colic. It helps them calm down. The baby cries a little less.
Yeah, I like the way you did that. The little tiny
the
feet. Those
tiny-
are little. Yeah, I know. That's kind of
And the
neat.
tiny fingernails are just
Oh,
amazing.
I know it is, isn't it
Yeah.
really? All right, so everybody could actually be an ideal customer, and as you say, the ones who show up on time. But this is a mobile operation as well. So,
Yes.
what are, let's say, maybe not ideal customers, but companies? What type of companies have you already worked without actually naming them? But what types of companies have you
Yeah,
actually?
like I worked at a stock exchange downtown. The brokers, they were online traders, so they couldn't actually get into the massage chair. They just sat in their stools working, and we hit their neck and shoulders, gave them relief. They felt great because the owners didn't want them getting away from their work. So we just did it as they were working.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
they were working and you were working, so it was like multitasking, but by both of you, or
Because
whatever.
we were hitting pressure points in the neck, and that's really what
Did
loosens
that help
them
with
up.
their trades?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, it helped them.
Yeah.
They were looser, for sure.
So do you have any promotions that are coming up, though?
I do have Groupon Specials for 60 and 90-minute under Allison Wellness Center. And
So-
then I do have offers, like if you come back, we give deals for repeat clients because we want you to come back, of course.
I suppose that's
Yes.
a little added
That's a
incentive.
plus, yes.
And I suppose once they've experienced the relief and what have you, that's the incentive as well to come back. So you would say then, I mean, you said you downtown, so you would just pretty much go anywhere in the Chicago metro area, and the suburbs.
Yes.
All right. Well, what would you like to tell our viewers that you feel might entice them to give you a call, or at least contact you through the chamber office?
Well, everybody has stress these days, and and that's what I'm here for, to help reduce the stress in everybody's life. Our bodies are like our vehicles. They need work done, so do we. And then that's what we're here for, to restore balance.
All right. Well, Keith, we're really glad
Thank
that you
you so
were
much.
on our show. Thank you very much. And as I said, you can contact Keith Ballantyne at Allison Wellness, Laura Brown at Fanny Communications, and David Douglas at Yolobe through the Chamber of Commerce office. Again, that's 708-532-5700, or the Chamber's website, tinleychamber.org.